But anyway, there's so many people in our audience that have been victims of domestic violence,
Right.
that have been in bad relationships like this, that have come forward, and I praise them because I really feel their pain and that they've suffered through this, and they come forward and try to share their experiences. But not a single one of them in the chat or today or on other days have said that I believe the battered woman syndrome for Sarah Boone, and I believe that that's why she did what she did. Not a single one of them.
That's telling.
Yeah, it's tremendously telling. And I want to thank you, ladies, for the ones that and not just the ones that have had DV, the ones you're a woman and you understand this stuff from the perspective of a woman, and have offered your comments about this. And she is a narcissist, and again, I can't say more that she wanted her day in court more than she wanted, to use her common sense. From the chat, Ellie Minnow, Nikki Bernard, I agree, but I think that the biggest reason she wouldn't take the plea is that she'd have to admit guilt.
Yes.
And she's not the victim she desperately wants to be. Ellie Minnow, great point. Excellent point. I think you may have hit on something there. You may be totally correct. Heather from the chat, complete antithesis of how she behaved in those videos, shaking my head, so sad. That's often how an abuser will make themselves look different to the outside world. Right. You guys have some great comments on this. Catherine Sealer, right, she couldn't even admit she's an alcoholic. Well, that is a problem with most alcoholics, to admit that they, in fact, do have a problem. Ellie Minnow again, she was exactly like my abusive narc stepmom and my abusive narc ex. I see right through these people now. Good for you, Ellie Minnow. Court, she wanted her day in court more than she wanted her freedom. That's for sure. The Wizard of Ego from the chat, she tortured him. She took pleasure. She was a sadist. You guys have some. I'm going to play, of course, this was the grand slam home run in this whole case. And this is the video of her calling out to her. The suitcase is on the screen. We see that little suitcase.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you. Fuck you. Stupid. That's my name. Don't wear it on.
I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you shake me.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Real ransom. Now you want to give it for it extra. Here they got this.
Sarah.
Real ransom.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you cheat on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Fucking breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
For the record, that was img_1062.moc.
So that is, to me, and I don't want to oversimplify it or undersimplify it, to me, that was the case there. That you cannot unsee that or unlisten to it. And I guarantee you the judge in his sentencing is going to refer to that video. That what kind of a monster are you that can listen to another human being who you purportedly love begging for their life and they can't breathe, and you drunkenly walk away and go to sleep and leave them in a suitcase for 11 hours? What type of human? You're not a human being. That act was a savage act that you did that. Do you even have remorse now? It doesn't matter because you're going to prison. But I think the judge is going to cite that video as the reasons, and someone in the chat corrected me. I think he's going to give him more than 22 and a half to life. I think whatever the parameters of the law are, he may say, I'm going to sentence you to more than the recommended minimum. I'm going to give you 25 to life or 30 to life. I don't know if he can do that. I think he can give a 25 to life, but because you showed just no sign of human feelings, and this man you purportedly loved, who you let him suffocate to death while being in a confined box, and as some people say, when I said this, the threat of him getting out really wasn't a threat because she could have called 911. But guess what? She didn't want to do that because probably both of them would have got arrested again, because that's what two drunken people that have a domestic violence history, the police would have went there. They would have saved his life, but both of them would have been put in handcuffs, both of them, because you cannot explain the game of hide and seek where you put a human being inside a suitcase and zip it up, and then as he's reaching his hand out to get out, you hit him with a baseball bat. And then push it down the stairs, hit the suitcase with a baseball. I mean, yeah. I think if I was sitting in those black robes and I was the judge, I think I would say, I'm going to sentence you to more than the recommended minimum, because this was an act of just beyond savagery in my mind, because you let this man die practically in front of your face.